Of course, there is still plenty of off-street parking. So, I mean, once you get about 13,000 people around here, you might be really pushing to find a parking spot, but for the most part, if you get here pretty early, you're going to be in pretty good shape as far as parking and getting to the stadium. From Sky 11, Eric Zager, WHAS 11 News.
Thanks, Eric. Of course, there are still many things that need to be completed over the next several months here at Slugger Field, but one thing that was finished ahead of schedule was the luxury boxes. But the inside of the luxury boxes, that is something else. Now, here's how it works. Each box owner brings in a designer, and some clearly are more finished than others for this first game. But just like everyone else around Slugger Field, they have been scrambling all day to make sure everything is ship-shape for the opener tonight. They will be... and they must be in good shape because many of these have been sold out for the next 7 years, assuring a lot of revenue for the Louisville River Bats.
And, you know, this will be a very big night for a lot of people here in the city of Louisville, but for one person, this will mark the highlight of his career, and he is a Louisville native. John Bennett is the umpire behind home plate tonight, and before the 26-year-old yelled, "Play ball," he was a catcher at South Oldham High School and at Bellarmine College. He said he watched the Redbirds games growing up, and taking part in baseball history tonight is really a dream come true for John Bennett. Of course, the main attraction is the team. The River Bats opened their season on the road. They have a 4-2 record coming in to tonight's big home opener.
Cincinnati farm teams in this league, the International League and the American Association, have traditionally been strong teams. And our Gary Gupton was there tonight to get a look at the team as they took the field, among other things. Deion Sanders to play tonight, Norm Charlton back, and you'll recognize some of the Tides too, I think.
It is a pretty good team that Louisville has inherited here from Indianapolis, the former affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds. And I think the fans are going to be able to enjoy a really high level quality of baseball because, as you mentioned, even though Cincinnati has struggled mightily during most of the 90s, their farm system has always been pretty strong. Well, Gary and Melissa, the field is ready, the players are ready, but the clubhouse where the players hang out, that is not yet ready. Deion Sanders and his new Louisville teammates were very happy to get onto the grass for batting practice this afternoon. The field is about the only place they are fairly certain nothing will fall on them.
Anything catch your attention when you walked in the ballpark?
Yeah, all the construction. Because I brought my dog with me, and he was freaking out with all the construction and all the noise going back and forth. But like I said, outwardly, it's wonderful right now. But inside it's coming along well. Once they get some carpet on the floor, I think the guys will be all right.
If you walk through in there, it's not 100% ready, so we're making the best that we can. And, you know, I think that coming out and playing between the lines is going to help us a little bit.
Okay, coming up a little bit later on, we'll talk more with Deion Sanders, who will be the first Louisville River Bat to actually step to the plate. So how about that for a little bit of history? And there's a new Louisville Cardinal about to join the Denny Crum basketball program. We'll talk about that in about 10 minutes.
Another player I saw, Joe McEwing, leading the National League in hitting this time last year for the St. Louis Cardinals, traded to the Mets, sent to the minor leagues. He'll be here tonight, too. Amazing the fortunes of professional baseball
You can
players.
go up and down pretty fast in this league.
But all of it means some pretty good baseball here in Louisville tonight and for the next few games. Of course, the main thing here for City of Louisville leaders is that this is not just a place to watch baseball. You can see the people coming in over my shoulder here at Slugger Field. So it means dollars. It means bucks for the City of Louisville. As Lawrence Smith tells us, it's the spark that they hope will lead to more downtown development.
With its run-down buildings and boarded-up windows, East Main Street has been a commercial black hole for years. But the opening of Louisville Slugger Field is expected to change things.
While this is one of the jewels in our crown, the crown itself is going to be so appealing that people will want to, 1, live here, 2, work here, and obviously play here.
I think we really have an opportunity.
Todd Blue is betting on that. His development company owns this property next door to Slugger Field, and Blue has big plans.
But I envision mixed-use product, commercial, residential, some sort of specialty retail, restaurants.
But the mayor knows if the potential here on East Main Street is truly going to be unlocked, it will take more than the opening of one ballpark. That's why the mayor is using tax dollars to lure e-commerce into the area and encourage new housing.
And I'm offering, through the Mayor's Housing Fund, incentives to be able to bring that about. That's doing that, but this is an added incentive. by having people, I can say, you're right across from the stadium. Wouldn't you want to live there? Wouldn't you want to have your business there?
If enough people say yes, Slugger Field will truly be an economic home run. Lawrence Smith, WHAS 11 News.
Now, the very first development in the area is a multi-million-dollar complex, condominium complex, and that is scheduled to break ground in the year and be completed in the year 2002.
Well, coming up next, we'll be heading back to the studio where Donna Lacey Marshall will have all the top stories of the day, including compensation that may be on the way for workers exposed to radiation at the Paducah Atomic Plant.
And the committee that will help choose our next police chief here in the city of Louisville, that committee met today, and they have come up with a plan to narrow down the candidates. Those stories and much more from Slugger Field coming up.